All right, guys, welcome to Lads on the Balcony, where, of course, there are lads on a balcony.
That's true.
We're going to be drinking some Timo Mayer, fresh in from Australia, the Yarra Valley, and we're going to be kicking off with the close-planted Pinot Noir. Matt, as I pour this, maybe you can tell the guys about close-planted Pinot Noir and what the fuck that is.
Firstly, it's Yarra Valley, not Yarra. So let's do some favours to our Aussie brethren.
Yarra.
Yarra.
Guys, it's Yarra Valley, okay?
Correct.
Don't mispronounce it, because otherwise an Australian's not going to be happy.
We're east of Melbourne here, northeast of Melbourne. So really lovely location, especially where Timo is, close to Hillsville, quite hilly, really green and lush. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, the close planting of this particular vineyard, his Bloody Hill vineyard, is really going back to the kind of Burgundian style planting. Like in Australia, obviously we've got a lot of space, so your vine spacings are normally over 1 metre.
Okay.
And so this is closer to European style plantings, closer, it's actually less than 1 metre. There's 75 centimetres between each vine. So quite interesting for Australia because it's not so common, but yeah, trying to get that Burgundian style into Australia.
So really, actually, it's not like this is an interesting closeness compared to Europe. It's actually only interesting in Australia.
Exactly, yeah.
So really, you could call this in Europe just a normal Pinot Noir. All right. Now, guys, these are not cheap bottles. These are all 57 euros, which is a little bit steep. Stuff from Australia is not a budget thing, and apparently,
Definitely not.
Timo Mayer from Yarra.
The Yarra Valley.
The Yarra Valley is one of the best, and we've been looking forward to this all week, haven't we?
100%.
All right,
cheers,
let's give it a
mate.
go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty serious. Almost licoricey thing going off,
almost like
off the top of the head.
if you had cherry licorice, and there is this earthiness going on straight away on the nose that you smell, which is really addictive. You can and you look at it, and the colour is absolutely gorgeous. Even more when you're in the sun.
I know, this is like the start of summer for us, and it's kicking off with a Pinot. The Aussie Pinot as well.
Whoa! Fuck! That's an absolute screamer. Wow!
Just the level of concentration is amazing, and the acidity as well. It's great. It's so heartwarming to see some great Australian wines hitting Europe. It's, of course, Australia is a hot climate, but not in this area.
Yeah.
This area's average temperature, in the Yarra Valley's average temperature during the height of summer, so during January, is only 19 degrees. So this is why he's able to keep such elegance and such acidity, but man, the concentration's unbelievable.
It's really good, and it is very Burgundian as well. It's a fine fucking wine. It hits you so easily. Like when you have that first sip, you're like, wow, okay, you're drinking something special straight away.
Quite low tannins, nothing too grippy, but still quite elegant. Yeah, it's a lovely wine. Like no heavy oak, no heavy wood influence. To be honest, it's really all about the fruit here. But I mean, it comes with the territory. Timo uses quite larger barrels when he's aging, and he only ages for 11 months, and then it's straight to bottle. I think it does 6 months more in bottle in the cellar, and then release. But yeah, this is super approachable. Drink straight away for me. I don't think this needs extra celery.
Yeah.
I reckon this is ready to go, in my opinion.
It's nice to have a wine at this price point that basically you can just pop it open and just cane it. And I think we should cane this glass and then go move on to the other one. Matt, as I'm pouring us a glass once you've had your last sip, why don't you talk about whole bunch fermentation and why Timo Mayer is known for this?
Well, it's his preferred winemaking style, and I think we'll really get a nice hint of it, or a big hint of it actually in the Syrah, because again the climate here allows the Syrah to be made in a more northern Rhone style rather than it's also labelled as a Syrah, which is not really a thing in Australia. It's labelled as Shiraz. And it's normally big and burly, but it's so lovely to see a Syrah wine coming out of Australia that's under 15% alcohol.
Yeah, this is 13 and a half, and that's nice to see, because as you say, they're normally pretty big fucking weighty ones now.
Totally, and that's the thing. Whole bunch firms are really a northern Rhone thing, and it's normally because they're also doing some co-fermentation going on there as well.
Yeah.
So in this case, it depends on the vintage, whether it's all whole or it's whole bunch with some destem and crush. Normally he'll potentially even ferment 2 separate lots and do the blending afterwards. And do the crushed fruit in one and the whole bunch in the other. But yeah, I mean, it really lends a lovely savouriness. It also adds a little bit more tannic structure as well, because those stems have got tannins in them too. But you know, it's again, all the work's done in the vineyard.
Yeah.
You have to get those stems ripe. You have to get them in a way which.
And that's the thing, if they're not ripe, then you get that horrible green flavour in your wine.
Exactly, yeah.
And what you get here, which is really quite interesting on the nose, is an incredible herbaceousness.
Exactly.
It's like so herbal, it's so stemmy in the most pleasant way that I think I've ever smelt, ever, actually. I really like, it's a completely different contrast to the Pinot, where that was a more refined, elegant, fruit-forward wine.
Yeah.
Here, this is all about those stems, isn't it?
It's rustic,
Yeah.
it's earthy again, but it's that vegetal herbaceous character. It's almost mentholy.
Yeah.
It's got an almost menthol quality, which is normally not so typical for Australia. In Australia, it normally lends towards the eucalyptus. I guess that's because the wines are, you know, especially in South Australia, there's lots of eucalyptus growing. But yeah, this is super interesting.
I can't remember the last time I've smelt a wine like this Syrah. This is really like fucking gold class.
It's young.
When you have your first sip, it hits you straight away with that floral aspect as well, and the perfumed, almost like lavender kind of violet notes coming through. It's super floral, and it's weird because on the nose it's all about the stems and the herbaceousness, alongside a little bit of a gravelly kind of earthiness, but on the palate, so perfumed, so light. It's fucking perfect Syrah.
Yeah, it's again, that's kind of mentholy. It's a little bit more eucalyptus, but yeah, the floral nature of it's through. But again, the tannic structure is really round, really silky.
Yeah.
No grip at all, really.
No.
If you know, my tolerance to tannin can be a bit high, to be honest with you. So it's not uncommon for me to think, oh, there's not much tannin here, but they really are round and.
Yeah. It's quite interesting because it's so soft and rounded. It feels like it's aged, but it's not. Exactly. What is this? 2019, 2020. 2020. I mean, like you would never guess that really from a Syrah, in my opinion. It's
again ready to drink.
Yeah.
Off the bat. Yeah, ready to go. It does not need any extra work.
No. And also, you know, like with the other one, you can pour this straight from the bottle. Yeah, it's going to get a little bit better with some more air, but you can pop this, put it in your glass, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I have 100% agree.
Oh,
so good.
It's just fucking amazing, actually. Fucking amazing. Okay, so now I think I get the hype in the Yarra Valley. Timo Mayer is the hot shit, and I've got to say, these are some of the finest wines that we've had on More Natural Wine in a long time. This is fucking amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Pretty good for a German guy living in Melbourne, eh?
Yeah, not bad. But here's the question, mate. I mean, these are expensive wines. They're 57 euros. There's 5 to choose from. Out of these two, the Syrah and the close-planted Pinot Noir, you got 57 euros. Which one do you buy to drink right now? You have to pick one.
I'm probably going the Pinot, just because I'm a big Pinot guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go the Pinot, just because if I was getting a Syrah, I'd probably want a bit more structure.
Okay.
I'd want a bit more grip. I'd want a bit more strength. Whereas an Aussie, like a Yarra Pinot, I know what I'm getting into.
Okay.
I know I'm getting something soft and elegant and lush, so I'd probably go there.
See, for me, I'm actually going to go for the Syrah, or the Shirazi Razi, because
official term there.
Yeah. For someone who can't pronounce Yarra, you know, Yarra, Shirazi Razi is my new thing. But I reckon I'm going to go for the Syrah because the nose really blew me away. Like, that's one of the best noses I've had maybe this year. Definitely both fine wines, and I've got to say, both worth the money. These are wines that will impress anyone at any wine level that you're at, but especially if you know your shit, this is going to wow you. And I can see why the first week we put them online, they fucking flew off, because people who know, they know. Now we know, I'm glad.
Happy about it.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Lads on the balcony!
And I didn't get any on my jumper.
Yeah!